An actor's true power is not measured by how loud they speak, but by how deeply they can move an audience without uttering a word. That idea is perfectly illustrated in the latest image of Tan Songyun and Liu Xueyi. At first, it seems like a promotional poster, yet the longer you look, the more it transforms into something else entirely, a demonstration of acting mastery. Every detail, the tilt of the head, the direction of the gaze, the subtle softness of the lips, becomes part of a silent performance. In this frame, Tan Songyun and Liu Xueyi are not just faces of a drama. They are storytellers, commanding attention through precision and restraint. This is what makes the image remarkable. It doesn't rely on spectacle, on overwhelming colors or exaggerated gestures. Instead, it showcases the kind of artistry that defines great cinema: emotion distilled into its purest form. The unspoken dialogue between Tan and Liu reminds us that acting is not only about delivering lines, but about embodying a truth so convincingly that viewers feel it in their bones. Today, we will dive deeper into why this poster has become more than just marketing. It is a testament to professional craft and a promise of performances worth remembering. Part 2: Acting Beyond Words. In the entertainment industry, posters are often treated as mere marketing materials, designed to catch attention and generate clicks. But when the image of Tan Songyun and Liu Xueyi was released, it instantly set itself apart. It was not simply a promotional still. It was an exhibition of acting without dialogue, a showcase of the subtle techniques that separate good performers from great ones. Let's begin with Liu Xueyi. Known for his sharp, distinguished features, he could easily have leaned into the archetype of strength and dominance. Yet here, he resists that temptation. Instead of overpowering the frame, he allows nuance to lead. His eyes, fixed forward with quiet intensity, reveal layers of internal conflict. There is longing there, but also hesitation. There is confidence in his bearing, yet vulnerability flickers beneath the surface. This balance is what makes his portrayal magnetic. It demonstrates a mastery of restraint, an understanding that true emotion often resides not in what is shown, but in what is held back. Tan Songyun, on the other hand, approaches her performance from the opposite angle, yet complements Liu seamlessly. Her lowered gaze, almost fragile in its softness, is not passive. It speaks of vulnerability, yes, but also of resistance. Her eyes suggest the weight of unspoken words, a delicate battle between surrender and resolve. This duality, strength, wrapped in fragility, has long been one of her artistic trademarks, and here it reaches new heights. She proves that power in acting does not always come from commanding the scene. Sometimes, it comes from the courage to expose silence and let the audience lean in. Together, their interaction becomes a study in contrasts and harmony. Liu provides steadiness, Tan provides movement. He anchors, she flows. This interplay between solidity and delicacy creates a dramatic tension that feels alive even in stillness. It is the kind of chemistry that cannot be staged mechanically. It requires professional instinct, years of craft, and an intuitive trust between performers. This is what elevates the poster from mere promotion to cinematic statement. It challenges the oversaturation of flashy visuals in today's market, where spectacle often overshadows substance. By focusing on the inner world of the characters, the image asserts a bold claim that audiences still crave sincerity, that emotional truth will always resonate more deeply than surface-level grandeur. For those who follow acting closely, the message is clear. Tan Songyun and Liu Xueyi are not relying on costumes, sets, or editing to create emotion. They are carrying it within themselves. Their expressions alone tell us that this is a story worth watching, not because of its scale, but because of the human heartbeat at its center. And that is the mark of professionalism, the ability to transform a single captured glance into an unforgettable performance. Part 3. From Power to Subtlety. A strategic shift. For years, historical and costume dramas have thrived on spectacle. Audiences were drawn to lavish sets, elaborate costumes, and stories filled with power struggles, court politics, and battles for dominance. Posters reflected this too, grand visuals designed to emphasize hierarchy, authority, and confrontation. But the image of Tan Songyun and LiuXueyi signals something different, something more daring. A deliberate move away from power displays toward emotional subtlety. This shift is significant. In an industry where visuals can easily drown in excess, restraint becomes revolutionary. By choosing to highlight vulnerability, longing, and intimacy over dominance, the creative team demonstrates both confidence and foresight. They recognize that the market for costume dramas is crowded, and that what cuts through the noise is not always louder voices, but quieter truths. The artistry of this poster lies in its ability to reframe what strength looks like. In LiuXueyi's performance, strength is not about commanding the scene with force. It is about revealing complexity, the contradiction of being powerful yet human, composed yet yearning. His gaze does not dominate Tan Songyun, but instead connects with her, creating equality in presence. This is a nuanced choice, one that speaks to an evolving understanding of masculinity on screen, that tenderness and introspection can coexist with authority. Tan Songyun's portrayal underscores the same principle. Traditionally, female leads in period dramas were often framed either as symbols of dominance, the iron-willed heroine, or as fragile figures defined by dependence. Yet here, Tan subverts both tropes. Her downward glance may appear delicate, but the emotion within her eyes conveys resilience, depth, and complexity. She is not powerless. She is layered. The artistry of her performance lies in suggesting that love, vulnerability, and quiet strength are not contradictions, but complements. Together, the two actors embody a new kind of cinematic language, one that places intimacy above intimidation, subtlety above spectacle. This isn't to say that power and grandeur have no place in storytelling, but rather that audiences today are searching for something more personal. In an age when viewers have access to countless dramas, what captures their attention is not just the scale of production, but the authenticity of feeling. This approach also reflects a broader trend in the global film industry. As streaming platforms expand, audiences are exposed to stories from diverse cultures, and expectations are shifting. Viewers are no longer satisfied with surface-level aesthetics. They want depth, sincerity, and performances that resonate beyond the screen. The image of Tan Songyun and LiuXueyi answers that demand. It is cinematic minimalism at its finest, proof that less can indeed be more. Strategically, this move could not come at a better time. Costume dramas in China are facing saturation, with dozens of titles vying for attention every season. To stand out, a project must offer not only high production value, but also a distinctive artistic identity. By positioning its poster around emotional subtlety rather than political grandeur, this production sets itself apart. It communicates to viewers. This is not just another drama about power. It is a story about people, about emotions, about love that lingers in silence. For actors, this shift is equally empowering. It places the spotlight back on craft, on performance, on the ability to convey complexity without words. It allows Tan Songyun and LiuXueyi to showcase their range in ways that resonate deeply with audiences and critics alike. Instead of being overshadowed by costumes or sets, their artistry becomes the focal point. This elevates not only their individual reputations, but also the credibility of the project as a whole. In essence, the poster is both a creative decision and a statement of intent. It announces to the audience, expect depth, expect nuance, expect performances that go beyond cliches. And in doing so, It redefines what success in the genre might look like. It is not about who wields the most power on screen, but about who can hold the audience's heart in a single glance. Part 4. Audience anticipation and the power of craft. When an image can stir so much conversation, it is not because of design alone. It is because viewers recognize truth within it. The poster featuring Tan Songyun and Liu Xueyi has done exactly that. It has awakened expectation, curiosity, and a hunger to witness performances that match the promise of that single captured moment. Audiences today are discerning. They have seen countless dramas, countless posters, and countless attempts at marketing. What they crave is authenticity. And authenticity is precisely what this pairing delivers. The intensity of Liu's gaze and the quiet resilience in Tan's expression are not empty gestures. They are signals of layered storytelling, of characters who will breathe with humanity rather than archetype. Fans can already sense that the narrative will not be carried by grandeur alone, but by the subtle art of performance. This anticipation is not limited to casual viewers. Industry observers, critics, and professionals have also noted the unusual strength of this promotional material. It does what every poster aspires to do but rarely achieves. It positions acting at the center of attention, rather than distracting. With elaborate sets or dramatic costumes, it dares to trust the actor's craft as the focal point. That confidence in performance speaks volumes about the direction of the production itself. For Tan Songyun, this moment further cements her reputation as one of the most versatile and emotionally precise actresses of her generation. She has long been admired for her ability to embody vulnerability with depth, but here she demonstrates a new level of sophistication. Her lowered gaze is more than a pose. It is a masterclass in subtlety. In that quiet moment, she encapsulates the essence of a character torn between fragility and resilience, between longing and hesitation. For LiuXueyi, the poster highlights a transformation. Often cast in roles that emphasize strength and dominance, he takes a bold step here by showcasing introspection and tenderness. His eyes do not conquer, they reveal. His presence does not overwhelm, it connects. This is the hallmark of an actor, in control of his craft, someone who understands that the strongest performance can be found in restraint. Together, they present a synergy that feels both balanced and electrifying. It is not one actor overshadowing the other, but two professionals, meeting at the same level, pushing each other to greater heights. This equilibrium is rare, and it is why fans already speak of them not just as a pairing for a single project, but as a potential benchmark for on-screen chemistry in the industry. What also excites audiences is what this artistic direction implies about the project itself. In a saturated market of historical dramas, the choice to lead with subtle, emotionally charged imagery is a clear declaration. This is a story about people, not just politics. About emotions, not just spectacle. That shift speaks directly to contemporary tastes, where global viewers are increasingly drawn to intimacy, nuance, and performances that feel lived rather than staged. The anticipation surrounding this pairing, then, is more than hype. It is trust. Trust that the actors will deliver. Trust that the story will resonate. Trust that the artistry of the poster is only a glimpse of what awaits on screen. And trust is the most valuable currency in entertainment. When audiences believe, they commit. And when they commit, they carry the story far beyond its release. In conclusion, the poster is not just a piece of marketing, it is a manifesto. It declares that Tan Songyun and Liu Xueyi are not merely stars but craftsmen, actors capable of carrying a story through silence, through glances, through the kind of authenticity that transcends language. It sets the tone for a production that dares to prioritize artistry over spectacle, intimacy over grandeur. Audiences now wait with anticipation, not only to watch a drama unfold, but to witness a standard of professionalism that reminds us of cinema's true power. The ability to make us feel deeply, even before a single line is spoken.